Well, if you can find for sale signs these days, most of them say sold on them.
They sure do.
Well, what does it take to get your home sold? That's the question.
Well, today's CIHO sponsor, Ryan Dallas Real Estate, hopefully has the answers. President Jillian Landon is here with us. So we've got some great, as I fall out of my chair, some great tips on getting our homes sold, because it is a seller's market for sure.
Absolutely, yes. We look at coming out of the end of March, there's a quarter of the homes that were available last March, available this March, which is kind of alluding to what you were saying leading into this segment. So what does that mean for a buyer who's looking to navigate the market and find their first place or that new place? We wanted to break down some tips for people to learn how to kind of navigate it with everything that's going on. So I would say, I tell a lot of people, the first thing is let's have our must-haves list and let's have our wants list, because in a market where there aren't a lot of homes that are coming on the market, they're getting gobbled up fast. We got to know what we're willing to compromise on. And so we're probably going to be in a spot where not everything's going to tick the boxes that we want, so let's know where we're willing to give a little bit.
And you're going to need to know that quickly, too, because like, I'm going to need a day or two to think about it. By the time you've thought about it, the house probably isn't there anymore.
Right, so best to get that out there and really think that through as you're planning ahead. Secondly, I would say work with a real estate professional who's doing this full-time. I know our team is studying the market every single day. You got to know not only what homes are coming on the market, but actually which ones are coming soon, right, to give our clients an edge. And so, of course, we talk to a lot of buyers every day about that, but we also talk to a lot of sellers. And so we typically know about those homes before anybody else. So we're able to educate the clients and get them in front of more people. Good news as a seller, too, because that means we're pushing it out to people before it ever hits the market, which is a really good thing as a seller. And, of course, know your buying power. Have that conversation with the lender to truly know what all of my options are so I can make the most competitive offer. If that means I need to drop a couple of things, add a couple of things, know how much I can go above the current list price, that type of thing. We really want to know what is our buying power, what is that monthly budget that we want to stick to, where are we willing to give a little bit so that we can be the buyer that the seller ultimately picks and we get to move forward.
I would assume in this market it is still helpful to have that pre-approval letter or to be able to pay cash, or like that holds a lot of weight when there's a lot of people looking at the same house.
Absolutely. So if we're up against other buyers for a home, we want to be the buyer that stands out. And of course, our financial ability is a big one in that. And so having that pre-approval letter, having that conversation, knowing exactly what we can do and offer as a buyer is a really important step to take.
Okay, those were
coach people through that.
Yeah, those were great tips for buyers in the spring market. Now let's talk about how you can improve your home's value through the curb appeal.
Absolutely, because we want to get outside, right? This weather is great, so let's put it to good use. And of course, I always tell people we've got to pass that drive-by test when we have our home on the market or we're thinking about it. And so oftentimes what people see on the outside is a reflection of what they think they're going to see on the inside. And outdoor spaces too can expand the living space that we have inside if we're able to create an additional living sitting area outside that expands that living space. So a couple of tips, we can use flowers or pops of color to draw people's eyes to certain positions. So if that means hanging baskets on the front, a flower bed where we want to take people's eyes to, you can use color strategically to do that. We can use hardscapes to make it appear cleaner. Right, so rocks have a cleaner look than a mulch maybe, just in terms of visibility, and just gives it that minimal, low maintenance look to it. Another one I tell people is take some time to shape your trees and shrubs. Again, just creating those good lines as we come up to the home with the curb appeal. And lastly, shine some light on it, right? So take time to clear off the winter and the cobwebs of the light fixtures around the home. Make sure the bulbs are working so that as people drive by at different times of the day, the house is showing in its best light. So those are 4 things that we can do outside that can really make the home pop and stand out against the competition.
Well, it's a first impression, right? I mean, sometimes it's hard to get past what you saw on the outside, even if the inside seems perfect in a lot of ways.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. Okay, you've got a career night really quickly. We're out of time, but coming up next Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of people are interested in what it takes to get a real estate license. You can learn from us, the #1 team in town, with a career night next Tuesday, April 13th. Hard to believe it's already the 13th.
Okay, and I'm sure they can reach out to you to get the information on the Zoom details.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll connect you.
We put it all online.
Yeah. CILiving.tv.